Today we will be discussing outliers. And what an outlier is a piece of data in a set that when we start looking at our mean, median, mode, things like that, that just throw things off. Okay, so let's just take this example on the board. I listed 5 states, and we're talking about population density. So in other words, that's the number of people per square mile in that state. So I listed several states and their densities. So Idaho has about 16 people per square mile, Nevada is 18, New Mexico is 15, North Dakota is 9, and South Dakota is 10 per square mile. So let's find 3 of our most common measures of central tendency. So, and that would be the mean, the median, and the mode. So our mean is the average. Okay, so we add all of our data points up and divide by the number of points that we have. So if I were to use my calculator, so I have 16 plus 18 plus 15 plus 9 plus 10, I get 68. And when I divide 68 by 5, I get 13.6. Okay, so now we're going to find our median. And remember how we find our median? We list our numbers in order from least to greatest and find the middle one. So if I were to take this set of data and write it in order, 9, 10, 15, 16, 18. I have five numbers here, and I take the middle one. So my median is 15. And then my mode is the number that occurs most often. And right now, I don't have a mode. So there's nothing that is repeated. So we don't have a mode. I'll just put none. Now, what would happen if we added another state and its density and see what happens to it? Alaska. Alaska has a population density of about 1 person per square mile. That means it's a big state and not very many people live there. So what if we were to include that in our data set? So now we're going to find our mean, our median, and our mode. All right, so if I added all of these up, I would get 69. And now to find the median, or the mean, I'm going to divide 69 by 6 numbers. So that would be 11.5. So just by adding one more data point, I can see what happened to our mean. Now our median, if we did the same thing, we have to write things in order from least to greatest. And then we find our middlemost number. But since we have an even number of data points, I take the center 2 and I average them. So that's 10 and 15. When I add them together, it's 25. And when I divide it by 2, my median or middle value is 12.5. And then my mode is the number that occurs most often. That is unchanged. That is none. Now just take a look at what happened when we threw one data point in there that was a lot different than the others. So when I did that, I threw a 1 in there. It made my mean, it made my average go way down. Or my median, my middle value, that value also went down by 2.5 points. So when we look at a set of data, if there is 1 or 2, depending upon how large your set of data is, that just seems that it is so different than all the rest. Maybe it is so extremely high or so extremely low that it throws that mean or that median off. That is called an outlier. And therefore we would have to use perhaps not the mean to describe it, but maybe the median or the mode. Now we'll go practice and look at other examples.